The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Happy Hour.
Are you feeling classy today? Sit down, pour a glass of wine, and listen to Happy Hour.
You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
What up? What is happening? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And live at the Happy Hour Megaplex, one of the funniest comedians in the Tampa Bay area from Cigar City Comedy, Joe Riga, is live on the show. What's up, dude?
What's up, brother? How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. I love Tampa Bay comedy, dude. I've gone to like 4 shows, and
cool.
I just love the local scene, so what I'm trying to do is get my name out there while giving out the names and helping promote guys like you. So that's why I'm pumped to have you on right now, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Because I was watching some of your work when I was a bit drunk on the weekend, and, dude, you were funny as hell, man.
You're only a bit drunk? Come on, bro.
Well, no, dude, this was one of those things where there was nothing going on that night, so it was basically me drinking by myself, watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Okay, all right.
You know those nights?
Yeah. We've all been there. No, we've been there. Replace Aqua Teen Hunger Force with, knockout videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
is that your thing?
World Star.
Not even World Star. I've upgraded the compilation. I literally watched a 20-minute compilation of bully karma videos. Better than any movie I've ever seen. Just pure entertainment.
Type in Baltimore and you can find a ton of things, dude. Like there's this thing online where all the Baltimore fans tried to climb into where the Ravens play during their Super Bowl rally.
Oh God, yeah, Baltimore. They're slowly becoming the new Detroit.
Oh, they are the new Detroit. No one's talking about it. They have 300 murders this year. No big deal. Let's talk about fucking coffee cups for 3 days, because that's what's important.
Yeah, well, coffee cups was very important, and then Paris happened, and now Charlie Sheen happened. So now Charlie Sheen is the most important.
I want to get your take on that as a very funny guy. How infuriating is it when you go from a nonsensical news topic like the coffee cups, which is whatever, fluff, and then you have 200 people that die at a music event in Paris, a major city in France, and everyone our age, the millennials, they change their Facebook pic. They write out these long, awful posts about ISIS with awful grammar. And then Sheen says, oh, I have HIV. And now that's the new topic. The point of my rant is, how infuriating is that, dude, that we go from caring about something for 2 days to now it's like those 200 people didn't die. You know what I mean?
Our attention span, we're like little goldfish, bro. Like every day there's a new thing to remind us of what we forgot about the day before. So everything in Paris is sad and it's devastating and it's complicated. And then Sheen pops up and it's like, oh, cool, new toys in the garage. It's like a new, it's a new video game that just came out. And you almost forget about everything that happened prior to that. But I'm with you. The bad grammar bothers me more than their lack of interest.
Yo, we gonna get ISIS real soon.
Yeah. Or I see both ends. I see the people complaining, and here's why ISIS is doing it. Then we have the the anti-Islamic people that are saying let's kick him out of here, and we can't have refugees here. And it's like, dude, you were posting pictures of sandwiches 2 days ago. And now you're breaking down global economics.
That's what I love. If these guys who post before and after workout pics on Facebook, if they're so smart about how to fix ISIS, why aren't they the president? Why aren't we throwing them front and center in front of ISIS?
Oh, but they are front and center. That's the whole point. Every day of their lives, they're front and center on their keyboard. So you don't need to do anything, because once you sit down, you're president of your own world,
Why do you need a gun? You can just have the keyboard. That's the new weapon. Hide behind there like a pussy.
Well, I have pistol whipped someone with a keyboard, and it does damage.
Well, yeah, man, it's one of those things where, what did you think about when they would change the Facebook picture? Oh my God, was that corny? Go donate $5 to Red Cross or do something, contribute something.
Well, I was gonna go visit my grandmother's grave and pay her tribute, but I figured, you know what? Let me just post a picture of her on Facebook, and same thing, you know. But
Yeah.
it's a you can't download sympathy. It's one of those things where it's like, look, I could donate some time to charity.
Yeah.
I could do something meaningful, or I can right click and change my profile picture. Now, I'm king of the sympathizers. And the thing that's even worse is, the thing happened in Paris. Now people are posting pictures of like their honeymoon from Paris, as if that's somehow like, all right, you ate there, got it. How is that? Like, just those families like, oh, thank you for changing your profile picture. We really, from the bottom of my heart, you posting that picture of that
makes
cafe,
my day. It helps me.
My son is resting in peace now, knowing that your profile pic, at least for the next 3 days, is gonna have red, white, and blue on it. It makes me upset. And then Charlie Sheen comes in and kind of like etch a sketch, kind of shakes the whole
and here's what I love
society
about that.
again.
Here's the best part about that. It wasn't like the news came out of anywhere. For a week, we've been teased by TMZ. There was a famous celebrity with HIV. I'm the guy who said it was Sheen or it was Lindsay Lohan. Then we hear that Sheen has an announcement. And it's like, obviously it's the HIV. What are you tuning into Matt Lauer for? I mean, what? Like, he cured HIV and he's going to run for president? Like, what was so important this morning?
No, TMZ is CNN to some degree, because as our society gets more and more idiotic, they start clicking less on the news sites and going more towards the social media and entertainment side. TMZ is becoming probably one of the most sought after news sources, and that's not good. That's not good for us.
Dude, TMZ is such trash because they tried so hard. When they came out 10 years ago, fine. Lindsay Lohan, she's a firecrotch. Fine. Heath Ledger kills himself. That was news. Fine. Britney Spears goes bald. But now it's Kim Kardashian's looking a bit fat down Hollywood Boulevard. Is she gaining weight? Or the other one will be like, Mama June is broke. Like, the news is so awful.
I like how Ryan referred to it as Britney Spears going bald, as if she just lost her hair because she was in her 40s.
Real quick.
Yeah, I think she went nuts and shaved it off with a razor. She went bald. Watching football, started getting receding hairline.
That was an underrated time in America. I mean, if that came out now in social media, Britney Spears shaving her head.
Well, you know what? You're right. But to be fair, it would be the hot shit for about 2 hours, and then
Very
something else would happen. At least back then, she had a whole week of, oh my God, she shaved her hair.
Kevin Federline, K-Fed.
I forgot about that guy. I think he's an ISIS now. Like, he's one of the terrorists. I could see that.
Yeah, I think he's one of the guys that's in charge of TMZ. I think it's Kevin Federline that's trying to find the news.
So it is pretty sloppy though. But what makes it even worse is how some of those celebrities they it's like in the ecosystem, animals kind of use each other to eat and survive and stuff. Celebrities in TMZ, they kind of use each other to survive. So they know they're out there, and TMZ wants them to be out there, and they kind of like have this weird relationship where they pretend they don't like each other, but they're in love with each other.
What do you think of those whores? Those talentless skanks? Well, we all love whores. But those talentless, rich, out-of-touch whores known as the Kardashians. I hate them with all my heart, bro.
So here's what this might sound a little complicated. I'm very, 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 very attracted to Kim Kardashian, but I hate her. But I love how she looks.
That's how everyone is.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can go to the gym and see a girl in nice yoga pants that isn't made up of surgery on her face, and she's more gorgeous than that piece of dirt. I hate them so much, dude.
No, but it's like anything. They tricked us. It's like the radio. Like, there's like radio stations that play music and stuff. Like, there'll be a song, and I know I don't like it, but if I listen to it enough, I know the hook.
We're so lazy.
Yeah, it's like it kind of invades our brains. And the Kardashians, not only, first of all, like, she snuck in and then kind of like, hey, come on, guys, like, one by one, every sister and brother and family member, now they're all equally Kardashian-like. But I don't like them as a family. But, if I was in a room with Kim, I wouldn't be complaining too much.
I feel like she'd be the most boring person to be around. I feel like there's not much going on in her head.
Oh, God, I couldn't imagine what we would talk about. Like, I doubt we would, like, what podcasts are you into? Like, what, a podcart? What are you talking about? Like, she probably wouldn't know anything about anything. I mean, first of all, she would hate being around any of us. And the three of us,
me.
oh, God, any of us, she would hate. We bring nothing to the table. But I don't like it because if you go to those as a comedian, I like to kind of be up on my current events and social stuff and celebrity stuff. And if you go to TMZ, if there's 20 stories, 16 of them are Kardashians.
I know.
It's overwhelming and it's annoying.
There's one for each sibling.
And then it branches out, and then the boyfriend of the sibling, and then the sister or the neighbor of the sibling. Then there's a brother. I didn't even know there's a brother.
Tyga's banging out the youngest one, riveting.
First of all, I hate the fact I even know who Tyga is. I don't know any of his music, but I know his name. I know what he looks like. I know he bought a dog for like $20,000. Like, why do I know that?
The refrain is, ass so fat, I need a lap dance. That's the song he's known for.
Well, at least he's not saying
I
eat
need
the
a lap
booty
dance.
like it's groceries or something. Like I've heard that a few times.
Oh, yeah, from that Chris Brown song.
Oh, God.
The classiest line.
But there's nothing wrong with that. You ever done it? You ever tried it?
I'm not, you know what?
Don't you knock it till you try it, man.
Nah, that's something. It's not sushi. I can judge before I try it. I can totally judge.
It's definitely like an after the shower here, use baby wipes type of thing. But like it's not a spontaneous type of thing. But once you do it once, it's not that bad.
I don't know. See, to me, it's
like
like I get it. Like if we can cuss, right?
Yeah, you're good.
If the pussy is like if it's sewn up and there's like a out of work construction site sign on it, and you have to go down a couple inches, I get that. But if there's a perfectly nice car, why am I going to drive the moped that's parked next to the car? There's a Ferrari sitting in the garage, and you're on a 10-speed.
Okay, you're into the whole Kim Kardashian thing. So you and her hooking up, you get your little. Why don't you try?
Well, first of all, anything I say goes out the window. If Kim Kardashian or someone goes, "Hey, you want to do it?" Yeah, I'll do it.
It's done, deed. Yeah.
Yeah. I only have morals to a certain degree. My morals aren't that strong. They're strong when I'm talking to you on a podcast, but if she, sits down on my face,
What would be your move to bang her out? Would you put your arm around her?
Well, my first move would be to penetrate her tight security force. I'll be, tasering me and smack me in the face as I try to even look at her in her direction. But let's just assume I got past that.
Yeah.
I would be so insecure about all the athletes she's been with. I mean, you're 6'12", so it doesn't matter for you. But as a 5'9" guy, and I'm like, man, wait, Reggie Bush, NBA basketball player,
Chris
Kanye West.
Kardashian,
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, wait.
Ray J. We all forget about Ray J. Poor
Ray J. He's like the Big Bang of this whole thing. Like he started it all. Yeah, he's gonna go down in the record books as like the greatest guy / worst guy of all time.
Yeah, I just feel bad because he's the least famous one to be known to have sex with Kim Kardashian.
But think about what you're saying. He's the least famous,
and
he's famous.
And he's got money.
Yeah, so the least famous guy sells millions. And also, don't forget about this. Him sleeping with Kim K gave him so much credit in the pussy department that now he's probably slept with 100 girls that look better than Kim Kardashian.
And that's possible. She's not the hottest.
No. She has a look, and she's beautiful. But you're right. You can go down the street.
She sort of skanks me out. Do you know what I mean? The Kardashians sort of skank me out.
Well, you're going to have to kind of expound on skank me out a little bit.
You just look at them, the way they dress, their attitude, they don't come off classy. They just kind of bother me. You know what I mean?
Well,
their faces in every damn pose, they have the face where they know that they're hot. That's what annoys me is there's no humbleness. Like, at least with, Swift or girls like that, they at least try to pretend that they're the everyday American girl. But you look at these whores, and there's nothing likable about them. They just skank me out where they're so cocky. It's like being around some arrogant MLB player. They're like the Alex Rodriguez of celebrity pussy.
No, I'm with you on that.
Let's go back a second. You think Swift is hot? And then she's a stick. She weighs, 100 pounds, maybe 7 foot
No,
tall.
But she's a humble stick, according to Ryan.
My point was, when you look at her, she at least tries to play on the act that she's the everyday girl. I don't fall for it, but everyone else does. But when you look at the Kardashians, their poses is where they have their arm or their hand on their, hips, and they're just like, oh, look at me, I got money. Like, when you look at them, you know there's nothing going on in their brain and that they're utter imbeciles. You know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean. I'll put it this way. Like, when it comes to them, I don't really care about class. I know Ryan's a classy guy. You know, he likes classy women. He's a classy guy. You know, he rode up in here on a chariot, I think.
Even though I lost my V card to a MILF.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's like, I don't care about the class. I'm just annoyed by them because they're just in my face. Every song I've ever loved, if it gets played enough, I hate it. So like when that tape first came out, I was all on board. Oh, wow, Kim Kardashian, she's so hot. Oh, my God. But every day goes by and you see her again, and the family and the sister, the brother. Now, yeah, it's just overexposed, like anything. Like good food, good girls, good music. If you expose it too much, I'm just not into it.
Robert's my hero, though. He does not give a crap. He's fat.
Is that the brother?
He's out of shape. He is the opposite of them. He has gained so much weight.
He's the opposite of them, but on a spectrum, he's way closer to them than he is to us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Compared to them,
like
he seems...
I am Robert. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at Robert, I'm like, I'm sort of you. Sort of like how girls can look at, what's her name before she lost all the weight? Chloe. Girls would be like, I'm sort of a Chloe. But now that she's lost all the weight.
Now they hate her.
Yeah, but I feel like I am Robert. But once Robert gets ripped and back to normal, that's when I'm like, I was a Robert.
Well, in terms of the hate placement, I have more hate for Kanye West than I do Kim Kardashian.
Dude, 10 years ago, he was one of the best rappers around. Now he's just an annoying media hound.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. When he, as a producer, just as a hip-hop producer, I loved him. He was just a great producer.
Yeah.
And then as a rapper, obviously he's really good, but now he's not a musician. He's like this celebrity guy. He's bigger than what he's known for, and that's what I don't like anymore.
I just don't like the fact that he knows what he's doing. People report it as actual news. CNN's like, Kanye West to run for president in 2020. Like, what?
Yeah, well, but you know what's so weird? Like, 90% of my brain says, oh, my God, that's silly. It's not going to happen. But there's 10% I'm like, you know what? I could totally see him not only running, but coming close. Because we're such idiots. Like, it's not because he's good or he's qualified and he's a good candidate. It's like, no, we're just idiots. There's more idiots than there are intellectuals. So that's really what it comes down to.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I would be good on MSNBC or Fox News or CNN where I can break down the whole race. But what is your take on it? Because I'm scared, dude. I was watching videos of Hillary Clinton. She is such a hypocritical piece of shit that it's ridiculous. There's like 10 different examples where she just says what's popular. Like 10 years ago, she's like, marriage is between a man and a woman. And now she's saying, if you love each other, you should be able to get married. Like, what do you think of all the madness going on with this race? Because I'm not saying Obama or Mitt Romney or John McCain were good candidates or John Kerry or Bush. But there's something about this year's race, man.
I think it's cyclical. So it's one of those things where, like, as you start to kind of see more of this, you start to kind of see the same thing. So to me, I'm not surprised about the hypocrisy. I'm not surprised about the lies. I'm not surprised by anything. It's annoying to me. Anyone who's into politics, I'm not into you.
They're boring people.
Yeah, so for me, like, to say who's the best candidate, it's like going to 7-Eleven saying, what's the most delicious item, the hot dog, the taquito, or the pizza? It's like, dude, you're at 7-Eleven. They're all shitty. Like, it's not about which one's the best. It's about which one's not going to make you have the shits afterwards.
You can't hate on that, because I was literally just outside eating 3 pieces of 7-Eleven pizza. And like
so you voted for Hillary Clinton with your digestive tract.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Your stomach is
More
voting.
Of a Trump guy, though.
Nah, so to me, it's not. It's almost like a joke. I'm not into politics because of that reason, but every once in a while, someone that is a little bit genuine probably comes along. Bernie Sanders seems to be that guy this time, but I think whoever's in there, they become that guy regardless.
Bernie scares the crap out of me, man.
They're all scary, man.
He seems like that guy that'd be that insane old man at the end of the block that when you walk by, he's like, "How's it going, Joe?" And you're just like, "Hi, Mr. Sanders," as you just keep biking and not looking at him. Like, he just seems like that crazy old man that you just kind of watch out for.
Part of the problem is Obama's so cool that Bernie seems like a grandpa. Like, he's automatically an old grandpa.
Yeah.
Visually and even his tone, like the way he sounds and stuff. So to me, it's really lesser of evils when it comes down to it. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm independent. I kind of go both sides on different issues. We were talking about hunting and stuff, abortion, drugs. I'm all over the place when it comes to societal issues. So to me, I'm scared of all of them. As a comedian, I would love Donald Trump to be in office just because he's silly and he's going to say some funny stuff. I don't think the president does as much as we think anymore. I think they're more of a logo. They're the Nike swoosh, and the economy is the shoe. So I don't get too caught up in ideas because I know whoever's in there, the Senate, Congress, they're gonna run it.
Yeah, well, even like Obama, he's got advisors for everything. They don't make any of these calls. They go to their advisors and, what should I do here?
You're a figurehead. You're the emblem on the car. You're not the engine, but you're that little Benz logo or that BMW logo on the car. So to me, it is what it is. Whoever we pick, we're gonna hate him, we're gonna love him, we're gonna talk shit about him, we're gonna like him. It's gonna do the same thing.
I'm so sick of all the hate that Obama gets. Not everything is his fault, and just 10 years ago, everything was Bush's fault, but we seem to forget how much we hated Bush. What really annoys me is that people are ripping on him because he called ISIS a JV team. How the hell is he supposed to know what ISIS is? Let's see you go on the front line and say if they're a big-time organization or not.
It's all comparative anyways. I mean, they are a JV team compared to our industrial strength military system.
Yeah,
they are JV.
Everyone just takes what he says and spins it
of
into
course.
some
Yeah, of course. But did you hear what he said recently? He said pop off. Yeah, pop off. What president ever said, hey, if people want to pop off, it's like, pop off? I love that he said pop off.
He's like,
that's insane. I love that.
He wants to be so cool. He's like trying to fit in.
I honestly, I don't even think it's that. I think he's just the youngest version of that we've ever seen in terms of he's hip. He knows he has like Jay-Z and his, iPhone and stuff like that. So he's hip, but he's also leaving. So he doesn't need to impress anyone anymore. So now the real version of him is probably going to kind of come out a little bit more.
Oh, it did come out. Like 2 months ago, he was talking about Kanye West running, and he was giving him advice. I promise you, Obama in 2011 would not have been saying, okay, for him to run, he needs to do this, this, and this. But now he does not give a crap.
No, it's all silly. And the thing that I can appreciate, like when I'm watching a political debate or we're talking about it right now, I talk about it the same way I'll talk about a movie. Like, I'm not going to go home and worry about anything any political figure has ever said. Because when I lay my head down to sleep or when I go to work or I do comedy or whatever, none of that matters. So for me, it's interesting in the conversation, but once it leaves, I don't care about it.
Here's what I do get nervous about, man. I just keep waiting for another 9/11 or something to happen just because it happened to France. I think that's what bothers me the most about how everyone our age doesn't seem to care is because France isn't like that far away. It wasn't like it happened in New Zealand or in Russia. Like, it's France. It's Paris.
Well, it's like San Francisco, so we can kind of visualize us there, and it will happen here because it's already happened here. Something will happen. It's just a matter of if and when and how, but it'll happen at some point.
That's what I get nervous about. You were saying that you go to bed content and you're not worried about who's going to be president, just like the ending of a movie. I'm not saying I go to bed and I'm nervous. Am I going to wake up and there's going to be another 9/11? I'm just saying it's been 14 years since 9/11. I just get this weird vibe, man. Just what ISIS do. I think we need to do something. That's why I'm glad France attacked them. It's just, I just feel like the one day we're not going to expect it, it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it will. And the problem with these guys, and that's like I watch. You watch like Saving Private Ryan, all these cool like war movies and stuff. It was such an easy, it's us versus them. This country's bad, this country's good, let's fight it out. With these terrorists, they're like little roaches like in the kitchen. Like, first of all, I had a roach in my house the other day, and I didn't kill it. I couldn't kill it. I'm much stronger than a roach. I'm more intellectually stable. I can kind of outsmart the roach, but he got away. I can't go to roach headquarters and just bomb it. There's just 20 roaches probably all hidden in my house, and that's kind of what these terrorists are. So you're right. Paris, if something like that happened in Florida, it'd be a disaster. But you can't even, what can you do? Like on my way here to the studio, I'm going to be like at the red light, like, all right, this guy's a little shifty, Like you can't, you can think about it.
You should do that in Florida, dude.
Yeah, but you're doing that everywhere because everyone wears flip-flops. So anyone in flip-flops, you're already like, all right, what's up with this guy, This is a restaurant. Why are you wearing flip-flops? I don't trust this guy. No, but you can kind of plan your life around, I'll have emergency funds and I'll have some food in case the electricity goes out. But you can't plan for someone shooting up a concert. You just can't. There's just no way. Yeah, and then you get into the whole gun control. What if everyone in the audience had guns? All right, well then, instead of killing 130 people, they would have killed 119 people or something.
I know.
So it's like we're doomed one way or the other. Live life. Don't be a dick. Try to help people when you can. If some terrorist with a, bullet belt decides to shoot up the mall and you're buying shoes, you're fucked.
Here's what I think is sad is that every single week there are bombings and shootings at these schools. More like guns come out, not bombs, rather. But it has become such a norm. We think of Sandy Hook. Or we think of what happened in Denver at that movie theater. Or we think of what happened in... Well, basically both of those things happened. Columbine and then the Denver movie theater, and then Sandy Hook. But every week, dude, there is a school shooting, and we seem to just kind of overlook it and pretend it never happened. And that's really irritating me is that it's cool to talk about it when it first happens because then you go, ooh, look, Johnny Mac got touched as a kid. He's really wild. That's why it came out. And then they become celebrities, and that's why they do it. But now it's like there's so many of them. And maybe the guys that did do the attacks weren't that unique, so they're not talking about them. What I'm getting at is it just seems like the media plays games at what shootings they want to talk about, dude.
Oh, no, you're 100% right. And it's one of those things, too, like, I didn't grow up in a bad neighborhood like that, but when I watch movies about people that grew up, like, in the projects or whatever, like,
The Wire.
Or The Wire, Baltimore, when people hear gunshots, they don't flinch because it's just like white noise to them. They've heard it 1,000 times. Every night they go to bed, there's gunshots. Our society here in America, the school shootings is becoming white noise because it's so common now that we don't even flinch anymore. We're upset for the day, and we'll post online and stuff, but it's becoming like birds chirping. Like when you hear a bird chirp, you don't go, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful, Mother Nature, like that's awesome."
Yeah.
You just kind of go, "It's a fucking bird." So when you hear a mass shooting, you're kind of like, "Oh fuck, it's like the 20th one in the last 5 years or whatever." So it's becoming white noise because it's so frequent, and the media. As a white guy, the one thing I'll notice is like anytime a white guy gets his ass kicked by the cops, it's never on the
Right.
It's never there. That's why every time I hear it online, like they'll go cop, kills whatever. I'm like, please God, let it not be a white cop. Please let it not be a white cop.
Yeah.
And then of course it's always a white cop, and it's always like a black kid or a black teenager or whatever. So the truth is, there's a lot of versions of that just the media doesn't want to talk about. So as a society, we're not getting 100% of anything. We're getting whatever TMZ wants. We're getting whatever CNN wants. We're getting whatever MSNBC wants. And as an American, I'm too lazy to spend my whole night researching things that are common and equal. I'm like, you know what? Turn it off. Phase it out. I don't go to school. I'm not worried about getting shot at school. But at the end of the day, like, there's too much fear, man. You can't. I don't want to sound like a hippie or anything, but it's like, worry about what you can control what you can worry about, but don't get caught up in the hype because right now everything's just hype. The news, the internet, social media, it's all hype.
I think it's because of the phones, dude, the mobile phones. You can do whatever you want at the phone in your pocket. You can watch gangbang porn. You can check the sports report. You can basically do whatever you want with that phone, man. I think that's what's really taking us over.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My phone doesn't really have so much gangbang porn on it like yours, Ryan. Mine's more like busty Latinas and, 2 girls and a guy or whatever. But, yeah, you're right. Everything, I catch myself, I'm guilty. I'm at a red light. I'm checking my phone.
Dude,
I'm in the elevator. I'm checking my phone.
I text while driving, man. I have an addiction. I truly believe I have an addiction to my phone, and I put it down today. I did text you or my friend, my co-host Kyle, like when you guys would send me a text, but for once I did not check Facebook and I did not check Twitter. I had the happiest car ride ever, dude. I was blaring some throwbacks, and it was so relaxing. It's amazing what social media does to us. We get so wrapped up in this fake world, especially me trying to make it in radio. Even though I have a lot of followers online, I've met maybe 10 of them in my life here in Tampa. Like, you sort of need to appreciate what's around you. And that's what I
your
find.
Phone's around you, Ryan. I appreciate my phone. It's around me all the time. No, but the ultimate test for a lot of people is you leave your house and you forget your phone. Do you go back? That's like the ultimate indicator of how stable is your life. And if I'm going to be on for a couple hours, I could do the no phone if I had to. But if it's an all day thing, I'm going back. Like, I mean, I'm not going to drive an hour back or something like that. But if I'm 5 minutes away, I would totally go back for my phone. But I'm so programmed that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'll forget. I don't have a kid or anything, but I'd probably forget my kid before I forget my phone.
Dude, it's weird. I've forgot to put on the second shoe when you are so tired in the morning, but you have your phone in your pocket. You know what I mean? It's amazing how automatic we look at it.
The saddest thing for me, and I can recognize it when it happens, is I'll post a joke on Facebook or something, and then I'll be around my house and I'll have my phone on the table or something, and I'll catch myself glimpsing over like, ooh, did anyone like that joke? I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I should live my life.
I am that way, dude. But the thing is, you have swagger. You have confidence. I could tell when I first met you. I'm a bit more nervous. I try to overcompensate with radio since I didn't always fit in as a kid. So what I'm getting at is, dude, I check it so much that if a post gets 50 likes, you go, wow, I'm popular.
Yeah.
But if the post that you are so proud of gets 4, you go, should I have rewrote that better? Should I have
What's
done
wrong
this better?
with me? Did my parents do something when I was a kid? What causes this?
Will I ever find true love? Will I ever have kids? Will I ever make it in life? But then if your post gets 90 likes, yes, I'm better than Obama.
Yeah. You're Leonardo DiCaprio on that Titanic, like, king of the world thing. No, it's completely. And think about this. Like, we were just talking about how, all right, Paris happens and then Charlie Sheen happens and we forget about Paris. If we forget about Paris, imagine how quickly people forget about you and I. Like, we're so self-important for that 1 second, and after that, you're just a glimpse of particles.
I really do think about that too, because I get so wrapped up in the radio world because that's my job. It's my second job, and it's amazing. You might have this. You get so wrapped up in your act that you think all of Tampa Bay and the whole world cares about what Joe Riga is doing, or I think that people care how Happy Hour is doing as a podcast, winning an award or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. When I do a gig, regardless of where the gig's at, like say it's at the Improv in Ybor, as I'm pulling up to the parking garage, in my head, everyone that's walking is walking to the Improv. Even though there's 1,000 bars and restaurants and things to do, in my head, they're all going to the comedy club. Because why wouldn't they? I'm there, and it's funny, and it's comedy. They're all there for me and whoever's there as well. And I do that with, I think about that. Like, I'll say something, I'll go, man, like, I don't know if that, I don't know, it's the best thing I could have said. I might look like an idiot, or I might come off douchey or whatever. It's like, no one's even caring about you. Like,
do you ever have that, like, when you're live, do you ever get self-conscious? Like, if a joke does well, does average or bombs, does it ever affect your...
Oh, completely. It's momentum. It's like a girl. Like, are you dating or in a relationship or anything like
single.
That? Single, okay. So if you're at a bar, you're at a restaurant, you're talking to a chick, if she's digging you, every joke she laughs at, the next joke's funnier.
Yeah.
Or every time she touches you on your shoulder or something, the next thing you say is smoother. Like, everything just has that momentum. Comedy's the same way. If you start crushing, every joke after that has a little bit of that energy just kind of moving with it. Same thing with a bomb. If you have a bad joke or a bad set, guess what? The next 5 minutes is probably not going to be so hot because you're digging yourself out of that energy, whether it's traffic or whatever. It's the same thing with traffic. If it's bad now, it gets worse. If it's good, it's great.
The Howard Franklin, yeah.
Yeah. So with comedy, yeah, there's definitely a momentum, and some of that you're in control of as a comedian. Your joke caused it. Sometimes the audience, they're too drunk, or the the equipment's fucked up, or the lighting's fucked up. So sometimes you can control that momentum, and sometimes it's the club or the venue or the audience.
Have you ever had a heckler that was so obnoxious and so annoying that you just called their ass out?
Well, you're gonna call them out anyways, because that's kind of the thing you're supposed to do. To people that aren't huge comedy nerds, let me kind of reveal a few little behind the curtain type of deal. So we don't like hecklers. Even if you see a comedian destroy a heckler, he'd rather be telling a joke.
Yeah.
Even if it's the best comeback of all time, you make this guy cry, the whole audience is on your side, you still have rather done a joke that you wrote, that you practiced, that meant something to you. So as a heckler, it's like, are you in a UFC or anything like that, or fighting?
I'll watch it, but I don't know shit about it.
So those UFC guys, or anyone that's a trained assassin type of guy, they don't want to beat up regular people. They can. They totally can. But they rather fight someone in the ring. They rather do it professionally in a cage. They could kick anyone's ass at the club. They rather not do that. As a comedian, I can kick anyone's ass in the audience, a heckler or whatever, drunk girl, drunk guy, whatever. But I don't want to do that. I want to do my jokes. I want to do stuff I wrote. The flip side is when you're first starting out, sometimes the heckler is actually funnier than you because you haven't gotten good enough at your craft to handle that. And that's where that first year of being a comedian, it's like, oh, God. Like, you might beat that heckler, but you also might lose to a heckler. And
has it ever happened when you lost to one?
Not. I don't sound like a cocky guy, but I've always been good at that. Like even when I was bombing, it wasn't from a heckler. I just wasn't performance wise. I didn't have that in me yet. But I never had a heckler destroy me. But I've definitely had a heckler kind of like, I was like, damn, you got that. Like in my head, I'm like, fuck, that was a good joke. Like that was a good joke. Like I can't even be mad at that. But usually the hecklers are actually good because as a comedian, a heckler, at least they're giving you something that you can knock down. What's worse is a drunk girl that's not even heckling. She's just drunk.
God.
She's just talking like out into the air versus trying to be funny.
And they're so offended, and they bring 9 of their friends for Gail's night, but they go to like a Jim Florentine show or some raunchy comedy show.
Nothing is worse for a bachelor party than a comedy show. I never understood why they show up. I mean, part of the reason why is because they probably got free tickets or something like that, but saving some money. But as a woman, come on, like go to go see a guy strip or something, or go like do something. But like especially if it's a comedian that's like you said, Jim Florentine. That's not a. He's not for women, He's not for like a Sex in the City crowd. Or
I
Kardashians.
saw him live in Cleveland, and 9 women went, and he crushed them, and they were offended. And I'm like, you need to know going in that Jim Florentine is a funny mother effer.
Well, we were talking about that earlier about the whole social justice warriors and things like that. The problem is they take that to the club. So I did a gig the other day, about a week ago, and I was setting up one of my jokes, and the lady was taking offense to the joke before it was done. Like the setup. She was already angry about the punchline before the setup was even finished. And that's like going to a chef while he's like preheating the oven and being like, I don't like that. It's like, I'm preheating the oven. Like I haven't even mixed anything together. Yeah, but I don't like it. It's like you're at a club, there's a brick wall behind me. Like you got to be able to put 2 and 2 together. I'm not doing a TED talk. I'm not speaking in front of Congress or in front of children at some high school. It's a comedy club. So regardless of whatever issue it is, just ride along with it for the next 90 minutes and understand that when you leave, your life comes back to normal. It's not a big deal.
Have you ever done a show high? Because I saw Pete Davidson do it high, but he was unique in the fact that he had a notepad, and that's his thing. He does it while he's high.
Oh, I've been high on stage, yeah.
What's
definitely.
it like?
Well, I mean, as someone that smokes, like, it's like being drunk. Like, I'm not a drinker, so I can't casually get drunk and do things because I'll stumble on my words or I'll slur or something like that. But if you smoke, it's the part that you enjoy is in your head. So the part that's kind of creating all the jokes and coming up with all the ideas, that's the part that you can kind of build on when you're high. So for me, if I'm high on stage, my high kind of goes away when I'm on stage. For me, smoking is before the show because it kind of makes me a little bit more calm and stuff. But once I'm on stage, that adrenaline kind of kicks in. Your high kind of goes away. I'll give you another example. One time I was really sick. Like I had this cold and I was like sneezing and coughing and all this kind of stuff. And I was nervous. Like I don't want to go on stage like sniffling and stuff. Right. If your body's almost like, look, we got your back. For the next half hour, you're not going to be sick. And they kind of take control. And then after the show, obviously all those things come right back. But if I'm high on stage, the moment I get on stage, I'm not high anymore. When I get off stage, it kind of comes back. But when I'm on stage, that adrenaline kind of kicks in. And you don't really feel it.
See, I think I would be the guy where I would just not focus in, and I would just be so out of it, and I would get like nervous if one joke didn't get enough laughs that I would just get so paranoid.
That's
totally what
happen.
I think would happen with me if I were to go up there blazed as hell.
But that, to be honest, though, that can happen to any degree, anytime. So the thing about smoking or drinking or whatever, if it doesn't make you comfortable, you definitely shouldn't be in front of the stage with people watching you. For me, like, I don't drink a lot, but sometimes I'll have a few beers. It makes me sweat on stage. So the reason I'll be on stage and I'll just feel like flop sweat. And as a comedian, if you're sweating on stage, it kind of looks like you're nervous because you're sweating. So for the audience, like, oh, is he nervous? Like, no, I'm just hot as hell because I drank 2 beers. But for me, like, I don't go up there high all the time, but I've definitely been high on stage before, for sure.
How long have you been smoking weed?
I'm always kind of been one of those guys that's like always kind of doing it to some degree. Probably for a long time, but not every day all the time. I might take a break or, a month goes by or a week goes by, or I might go 3 weeks straight and not stop.
That's how the normal people do it.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. It's more about me and my I'm pretty smart about not allowing things to kind of take control over me one way or the other. So if I did anything every day, it'd probably be a problem.
And then if you smoke weed every day, the high just becomes your life, and it's not even fun anymore.
Yeah, it's like anything. You chase it. The first time you get laid, if you got laid every day, it's not gonna be the same. It's just,
I think getting laid every day is fine.
No, it is, but it's never gonna be the same. Like we talked about Kim Kardashian earlier. If you slept with anyone, let's just say a 10. When we would say Kim Kardashian, you sleep with a 10, a model, or whatever your Instagram girl is. If you do that every day, 6 months later, you're not as impressed. You're still going to be happy. You're still going to do it. But your enthusiasm level is not going to be through the roof like it was day one.
I think having sex and reaching the top of the mountain will always be better than even the best weed.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It should. I hope so.
Because you've done it once.
You've done both one time. No, but everything should not be better than that. In theory, right? It shouldn't. Getting laid or, climbing Mount Everest, it should, well, I don't know. Climbing Mount Everest might be
my thing was reaching the top of the mountain. That's my thing for jizzing or coming, climaxing. I like to say reaching the top of the mountain. That's what I meant. You've never heard that?
No, I never heard that or skanking me out. You're like really, you're educating me today.
This dude was a virgin while still having sex in a weird way. He'd had sex multiple. Hold on, no. He had sex multiple times, never finished.
Oh wow!
So he finally just reached that.
We should have opened the show talking about this. So how did you not finish? Like that's the story, right?
All right. When I lost my V card, it was to this MILF who was like
saying V card also doesn't help you get laid. Just throwing that out there. That doesn't encourage women to
I have all these
throw their
V
pussies
words.
at
It's
you.
very odd.
Yeah, you need like a chart that says, okay, when he says this, it means this.
Skanking me out to the V card.
Yeah.
Well, she was like almost like 50 years old. She was this MILF, and
That's a cougar, not a MILF. Two completely different things, buddy.
No. She had kids. Kids. What happened was the first show that I worked on, she was a huge fan of when I tried out. Because basically I drove to Cleveland twice and tried out, blah, blah, blah. But she was a fan of the show in Cleveland from Chicago. So when I came back the second time, she messages me. She's like, you are a cutie. She goes, I loved when you were on Rover. She goes, I need to meet you. And I'm like, where should I meet you? And she's like, come to my place. So I go over there like 1 a.m. and we just begin banging within 5 minutes. And
that was your first time?
And I had never kissed a girl before then. And this was last year. And I was up for like 19 or 20 hours. So I was very tired. She climaxed, Because she was like, what, you didn't finish?
Well, I like how, first of all, I don't know how you could, first of all, who's tired their first time? Whether you're up for 3 days straight or not, 20 hours.
Pep in your step, flying through that door.
Oh, yeah, I don't feel anything. Like, I wouldn't even know what sleep was at that point. That's funny. 50, but that's like weird. That's like your first car is a Ferrari. Like, it's weird to go from nothing, no kissing, to a 50-year-old cougar that is aggressive. Obviously, she's aggressive. She's telling you to come over. She doesn't even know who you are.
She was aggressive, dude. When she went south of the border, man.
I look at you, man. I like how you can cuss on here, but everything is like innuendo.
Oh,
It's
because
like,
if I ever want to make it in radio, I don't want to say when this girl sucked my D. I always want to keep it sort of classy.
Yeah. Classy. I like this guy's classy with his 50-year-old Cougar V car.
The show's called Hoppe Hour, man.
Yeah.
Like Happy Hour, nice and classy.
Yeah.
And then this other girl that I banged. Oh, this is funny. So this old radio show that I worked on in Cleveland, because I'm very bad around girls. What they did was they had to
Get
write,
out of here. Now I can't tell by this last, hour we've been together. I could never.
You couldn't tell by how I approached you in the parking lot with my fucking limp. So they had the Ryan Hoppe speed date back in February. And they had 3 girls come in. One was really ugly. One was fat. And one sort of skanked me out in the fact that you could tell she's been used a lot. She just kind of looked a little bit run over in a way that you can tell she's banged a lot of guys. But, of course, I'm going to pick her because she is the best. She was just the best looking out of all the girls. Whatever.
All right.
So we go out for St. Valentine's Day. I buy her drinks.
I like how he is classy. He said the saint. No one ever puts a saint in front of Valentine's Day. You're a classy guy.
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. Saint Valentine. I forget I forgot it was even like a religious undertone behind it. I forgot about that. Saint Valentine's Day. Listen to you.
So we go back to my place, drunk as hell, and it's so funny. She goes, do you have any food? And I go, oh, I have pizza from last night. She's like, make me some pizza. So I'm like making a pizza in a microwave. I put my arm around her, and I'm like, do you want to do it? And she goes, no. And I go, please.
Oh, nice. Please. Like Roger Rabbit. Nice. I like that.
So then she goes, get on the bed. So she takes off her clothes, and she goes, do it. She goes, you want to do it? Do it. And I'm like,
Yeah, you asked for it.
Yes.
You smooth talked me into this bed with your pleas and St. Valentine's Day.
Here's the sad part.
Here's the sad part? I thought it was a sad hour, a sad interview. It's a sad part.
I was so drunk that the sex was so bad, and she fell off the bed.
Oh, nice. Fell off, or she was like leaping, like she was dodging your cock.
That was running away. That wasn't falling.
Yeah.
She leaped out of bed.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my suck.
So you didn't finish because you're just too fucked up, like too
It was a weird moment. Well, I did when she went south of the border on me.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah.
But that's when I finished. But I remember once I climaxed, she just sort of got her clothes on and left, and it was really weird because I'm there like, but there was no romance to it. There wasn't anything like sexual.
I disagree. When you made that pizza for her and you said you want to bang, I thought that was romantic.
No, here's where the romance came in. When I said, please.
Yeah.
That's when she got turned on.
Yeah. As that microwave plate was spinning, so was her heart. He's so romantic.
Did she ever eat the pizza, or what happened with the pizza? You left that whole...
I ate it afterwards.
Yeah.
I will never forget. And then she kept petting my cat. Oh, my God. It was ridiculous. She's like...
Wait, is that another innuendo thing,
No.
or do you have a cat?
I do have 2 cats.
Okay, all right.
I live at home with 1 cat, and I watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't do much with my life besides radio and
right.
landscaping. There's not much
You
life.
are definitely the classiest landscaper I know.
What is so classy about me? What drew you in when you realized I was classy?
Telling me you were classy, that was part of it. You repeatedly telling me how classy, and there's nothing about it. You're you're way bigger than your profile picture. You know, your profile picture is about 1/2 inch, so you're definitely bigger than that. But no, you were limping, so I was worried about you. I was like, "Is this guy?"
I do have a limp because I'm a
mugged?
landscaper,
Yeah.
and I hurt myself today. Yeah, I sprained my knee when I was doing some leaves.
Oh,
and I was
man.
raking today. It was quite the day.
I didn't know you can even get hurt raking leaves, unless you're like a cartoon and you stepped on the rake.
You're
and
also
it, like, it hit it up.
5'10". You're not 6'8".
That's true.
You have to lean down.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
true.
far away from the ground. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't think you should be landscaping. You should be painting like roofs or something. Like you should be doing something high
I
up.
kind of like landscaping. It's not relaxing or like fun per se, but I was a pizza delivery boy for 5 months, and I mean, I didn't.
Oh, that explains the pizza that you had on hand at for the ladies.
Damn
That makes
right.
sense.
It turns them on.
Yeah, I made pizza. I think everyone between the ages of 15 and 21 should at least make one pizza for a job. Like whether you're flipping pizza or delivering pizza. I think as
it's
a
the
guy, there should be at least 1 month of your life where you worked in pizza.
And you go to the bad parts of town and you don't get tipped, and then they ask for exact change back, and you don't make any money that night.
Yep.
Boy, do I love delivering pizzas by the trop. There's nothing better than when you go in the bad part of St. Pete, Joe.
Yeah, with money, cash, and food. You're like a little decoy coming in. Hey guys, we actually, when I was this is kind of off course a little bit, but when I was about 14 or 15, we robbed the pizza guy. Not like anything cool, like with guns or anything. We actually we had it all. Like we planned this out like Ocean's 11. We thought we were like, oh, we were pizza thugs for real. We went to a payphone. We ordered the pizza because we knew they're gonna call us to validate the number and stuff. So we went to payphone. Then we gave them the address to an abandoned house. So we first of all, we ordered like 10 pizzas, like some odd request from like a teenage kid. So we ordered the pizzas. We go to the abandoned house. Of course, there's nothing. There's a house with like a broken window. There's no cars. We're in there, and of course she's like, "Here's your 10 pizzas." And I come from behind the door. I just slam the door in the lady's face. So we take the pizzas. We run out. We're like, "Oh yeah, free pizza. We're the shit," And then like, of course, an hour later, there's like 4 cops in our neighborhood looking for these kids. Like,
Was this a trap house you're at?
No, this is before a trap house even existed. This was just a regular house, just no one lived in it. Like, it's an abandoned house. But yeah, we were like, for like 4 hours, we're like, yeah.
Were you a punk as a teen? Did you like break the law a lot?
I would say that's a good way of explaining it because I wasn't a thug. I'd say a punk is a good word because punks don't really do anything bad. They're in between mischievous and gangster. Like I was in between.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything that would have got me locked up for any significant amount of time, but we also didn't just throw toilet paper at houses.
Weed, underage drinking.
Yeah, stealing stuff, breaking into cars, but not hurting
Ooh,
people.
Jesus Christ, dude.
But hold up, let me tell you this. So most people that break into cars, most people just leave their car open. Yeah. So we would literally walk around a mall opening car doors, and 1 out of every 10 would just be open. So we didn't have like any, we weren't like breaking in the window.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
It does. Because we go, oh, I thought this was my car. Oh, you're 15. Oh, yeah, But it was fun. Mischievous days are over.
What was the best thing you ever got from car?
Oh, nothing.
Jacking?
Oh, nothing valuable. But the coolest thing we ever got or did, we broke in this guy's car and he had a garage door opener, like the little button. And that night we went across the street from his house. We hid in the bushes and we just kept opening his garage door all night long. So you'd come out and be like, "What the hell?" And then go back inside. We'd shut it. Then just open. So all night we just fuck with this guy, just opening his garage.
Did he call the cops?
He eventually called the cops, and then we just, sat in the bushes for like 5 hours.
I feel like everything you did involved the cops getting called.
Yeah, I called, and I don't think I got in trouble one time for stealing baseball cards, like that type of stuff. Like nothing too bad, just silly kid junk,
Yeah, I never really broke the rules. I mean, I would smoke at parks, and when cops would come, you would run.
Mm-hmm,
yeah, I mean, you would smoke in cars, but I never was a thug like you.
Oh
taking
no,
baseball cards.
Oh no, well
I never reached that level of badass.
Yeah, well, one time when we got introduced to spray paint, like, ooh, let's tag something. Me and my friends, this is how dumb and ignorant we were. We all spray painted our first and last name.
Idiots.
Yeah, like not like a cool name that no one knows or some sign or some symbol. No, Joe Riga on a wall. My friends, all their first and last names. Yeah, we didn't really think that one out too much.
So what happened with that?
Nothing, and that's the whole point of being a kid is like you get to dip your toe in the gangster pool without getting arrested. So I got to do all these cool things without really getting in trouble. So no really, it's like you know how a girl, she's like, I'm gonna be a whore, like I'm just gonna do something crazy, and then she goes back to being a normal girl after like one weekend of being a whore. We did that for like a couple summers, like let's be bad kids for
Everyone
a few
does
summers.
that.
Yeah, and then we just went back to being normal adults.
Yeah,
and stuff.
once school begins, you go back to being normal. But
Yeah.
between June and late August,
Yeah, you're just a maniac for 3 months.
watch out. Yeah,
Yeah, watch out. Yeah,
man, you like my vocabulary, don't you?
I love it, bro.
Watch out.
Yeah, I need
bang
like a
'em
little
out.
wrist, like a Tom Brady wristband, where I can kind of go, oh, he means this. Okay, cool. Like a little flip chart.
For St. Valentine's Day.
Saint
Give
Val.
it to your girl.
I like that.
All right, before I let you go, dude, where can people find your work?
You know, the typical, just Google me on YouTube,
Woo, because they're
Twitter.
going to find so much there.
Well, you know how it is. Like nowadays, everything is just pop it in Google, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the website, you know, Cigar City stuff. Cigar City Comedy, of course, we got stuff going on. We like to call ourselves the Wu-Tang Clan of comedy.
Do you have any shows coming up? or-
Yeah, I'm in Newport Richie on Thursday, and I'm at the Improv all weekend. I'm opening up for someone. And then, so this weekend, catch me at the Improv and go to my website, see all the dates. I put jokes up online, 5-6 jokes a day, so check those out. And, should be good stuff.
Since I've moved to town, I've been a big fan of comedy. It first began with guys like Johnny B and Law Smith. So then I looked up where Law Smith could be found, and I saw the Cigar City Comedy website, and I saw what you're doing, what David Weingarten is doing, what J.B. Ball is doing. All you guys are some of the funniest fuckers in
thanks,
this
man.
Bay Area. So that's why I'm trying to book everyone from Cigar City Comedy, is just because the best radio shows don't involve fake bits or forced plot lines. It was just us talking. So that's why I like having comedians on Hoppe.
Yeah, bro, I don't know you. We just chopped it up for a little bit. Everything was cool. So,
And
yeah,
I feel like
we're
I
all set.
do know you.
Yeah, man, I
So-
appreciate that.
I feel like you don't know anything about me. Like you're just
No,
perplexed.
you're a classy giant that got laid over some pizza. I know that.
Yeah. I do so much with my life, dude. I could write a book on the 22 years I've been on this earth.
Yeah, but the first couple will be a little boring. First couple years, a little boring, you know.
Yeah. I think the last year was the most unique, getting into radio and losing my V card. See, there I am saying it again. Oh, wait! Live on Happy Hour. He just breaks into this room, even though the record light is on. The one and only Johnny B from the BDRS is here. Say hi.
There's no record light on. You're stupid.
There's barely a microphone in here, let alone a record light.
And I'm from the Johnny B show. I'm forced to be on the BDRS. Please make that clear.
All right. But you're the one that broke in.
Nobody gives a fuck, Ryan Hoppe. Hey, Joe Riga. What's up,
Hey, what's
pal?
up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good.
You
man.
feeling better?
Feeling better? A little bit. Yeah.
Oh, I might have caught you in a lie.
No. I thought you meant like today. No.
Oh, no, because
No, the weekend
I know the
I-
weekend you're a little
I
sick,
had
right?
HIV, but it's over. Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah.
Carry on. It's your show, dude. Don't let me push you out of your chair.
I'm getting very sick and tired. Listen, Joe, how would you feel if every day you did a podcast and then this dude, Johnny B, busts in every time you're doing a show?
Why are you yelling, Ryan?
I'm sick of you breaking in. At least do a good impersonation of my voice. It sounds like Billy Madison.
I wasn't doing your voice. Bitches, this is Billy. Hey, this is Ryan Hoppe. See, two different things.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You're a big, weird motherfucker.
And you're a fat, funny guy.
Aw, you can't even be mad at that. He's like a sweet
All
guy.
right, I'm leaving. I'm going to go do this FM radio show. Have a great night.
See you, buddy.
I love you, pal.
See you, brother.
All right.
What's funny is that this is the beginning of your career. So you're gonna look back at this whole couple years, and it's gonna be fun one day when you look back at all this stuff.
What's your dream goal? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
5 years, my dream goal in 5 years would be to be making my living purely off of stand-up comedy.
That's my goal.
Yeah,
for
just making my
radio.
living. I don't know how much it'll be financially,
Just
dollar-wise.
enough to pay the bills.
Pay the bills, live comfortably, and just be happy. That's my goal.
Well, man, I see that happening because I was watching your video for 25 minutes, and I have the attention span of a dead rat. So you're very lucky that
thanks,
I watched all of it, dude.
Ah,
You are very
I
funny,
appreciate that.
and you're about to take over the Tampa Bay comedy scene and comedy in general.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Joe Riga, thank you for sitting in on Happy Hour. This has been a blast, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Like I said, this has been Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.